Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking all about how to make an epic comeback after rejection. And some of these points may really surprise you. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Desiree. I am the author of Invisible Goddess, Divorce Recovery, and the founder of My Luminous Heart, a global community of women who are choosing to transform their heartbreak into a new opportunity to experience more love, freedom, and joy. So let's dive in. And when we're rejected, the very act of somebody saying to us, I don't want you anymore, I don't want to be with you anymore, is one of the hardest things to experience, to get through. And it's because the stigma that's attached to that is one of, you're not good enough. You're not good enough for me. You're not good enough for this life that I have in mind, the future that I have. You're not good enough for any of that. I don't want you. Okay, and that's something, that kind of rejection is something that's very difficult to get over, especially because we have so many compounded mini rejections that have gone on throughout our childhood. We may have played spin the bottle and nobody wanted to kiss us, or we may have transferred to a new school and all of a sudden be made to sit at the back of the class because we're too clever or we don't know enough. So all these little compounded issues are already sitting there in our psyche. And when someone we love so deeply, or even somebody that we admire so much, comes in and rejects us, it brings up all that stuff inside of us and makes us feel less than. So the first thing I'm going to say about being rejected, the first step we're going to take here is to blame elegantly. Because you're going to blame. You're going to be blaming them for cheating, blaming them for lying, blaming them for disappointing you. So there's going to be a lot of blame involved, but I want you to blame elegantly, okay? If you're going to blame someone for cheating on you, if you're going to blame someone for lying, if you're going to blame someone for using you, then blame elegantly. And what that means is to look at it and say to yourself, how do I do those things to myself, okay? And I know you're probably going to freak out now and go, what's that got to do with anything? Actually, it has a lot to do with everything, because we teach people how to treat us. So if somebody is having those behaviors or showing those behaviors towards you, it is not your fault that they're doing that, other than if you've had an intuition along the way that's been saying, something isn't right here, something doesn't feel right here. I've had this long-held dream or interest in this thing, and this relationship seems to be holding me down or keeping me back. Okay, so that's what you want to look at when I say blame elegantly. Look at how you take from yourself, how you don't honor yourself, how you lie to yourself about how things are working out when there's this deep niggling feeling inside that something's just off, okay? So I want you to write down literally all the things you're blaming this person for, and write them down and look at, how do I do that to myself? How do I not show up for myself? How do I take time away from myself? How do I put my needs second? If this person is putting you second and you're feeling used, how do I do that to myself? Because guess what? This rejection is your opportunity to really grow into something completely new, take a completely different direction in life. And it's only when you claim that everything is going to shift for you. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to ask you to do, now that you've blamed elegantly, you've gathered all that information about how you've been treating yourself, how you've allowed this person to treat you this way, how you've been, maybe not putting yourself first or giving yourself the best deal in life or in that relationship. So now what I want you to do is move into the second piece. Use that information, and now it is time to get connected. Okay, this is probably the most important step, okay? It's going to require some journaling. It's going to require that you spend time with yourself every single day, quiet time, meditating, because you've got to get in touch with yourself. You've got to get to know who you really are. So I'll give you another hint here. A lot of times we're in a relationship and we really admire things about our partner, ways that they behave, talents that they have that they're really good at, things that they do for us that we think once they walk out the door, oh my gosh, all those things are walking out the door as well. But here's the truth. You can't see it in someone else if you don't have it in yourself. Okay? And this is a lot of times what we do, how we subordinate in our relationships, because we look to our partner, we put them on this pedestal, we start to engineer our lives around them, our schedules around them, we start to prioritize them, and then we totally forget about ourselves. What are our dreams? What is it that we love to do? What are the ways that we love to express ourselves that we're just not doing anymore? And a lot of times when we think that our partner is better at something than we are, we'll kind of push that over to them. For example, I worked with a guy once who really was going to miss his partner. It was his wife of 8 years, and she had basically cheated on him and left him was leaving him for someone else. And one of the things he was going to miss about her was how she was the life and soul of a party. And he didn't feel that he was going to miss that. He didn't feel he could be that. He didn't feel he was going to have that experience anymore. And when I sat and actually went through his memories with him, one at a time, and we looked at how he was the life and the soul of a party before they got together, and at times when she wasn't in the right mood or whatever, he would take over and be the life and soul of the party. Then he started to realize that actually this is something that he'd stepped back and given her the step forward, because in his mind he thought she was just better at it. So it was something he handed that power inside himself over to her. And we do this a lot in relationships. We put our partners on pedestals, we admire things about them, and we just start wrapping our worlds around them, okay? So what you're really going to do here now is get connected. Write down all the things you admire about your partner and start to actually go through your life, go through your memories, and see exactly where, and you have these things in yourself, where they are, how you've expressed it, and who saw it. Who else saw it when you were doing it? Okay, that's going to really help you to anchor that in. And getting connected with yourself is also about really, look, you need to get connected with who you are, okay? Who you are as a physical, emotional, spiritual, mental being. What are your interests in life? Are you going for it? And if you're not, why not? Or do you go for it until romance steps into your life and then you stop, put it all on the back burner, and all of a sudden you're not doing the things that you love anymore? So getting connected is almost like, I always like to call it learning to date yourself, you know? What is the ideal person you would love to be with? Write down their characteristics, and then go and find those things in you. Again, you cannot admire something in somebody else if it's not in you. You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't be able to see it. So go ahead, write all those qualities down that you love in your partner or love in a partner, and go and claim them and do each one of them for yourself. Start becoming that person. Here's why I'm telling you to do that. I actually did that after my divorce, just before I met my current husband. And I was having such fun. All the things I wrote down, the more I made them happen and activated them and started to kind of become my own ideal date, the more magnetic I became, the more my life was fun, the more I just became this shining beacon, and all of a sudden men were just coming out of the woodwork, wanting to date me, take me out to drinks, and I was having so much fun I didn't really even want to go, or I just wanted to be by myself. But anyway, my current husband came along and played the patience game, and it all worked out well in the end. So this is a vital piece, this getting connected with yourself, this becoming your own, the person that you want to date, this becoming the shining star, and then also knowing how to hold on to that, okay? So that when romance comes in, you don't leave all that behind again. So this is almost like developing a spiritual practice that you maintain every day. You have to make that commitment and you have to stick to it, okay? And this is how you become a complete magnet and a beacon of light to not just every man, but every woman, every opportunity, everything around you. Okay, so the third and final piece I'm going to advise you to do after being rejected: you've blamed elegantly, you've understood all the ways that you're putting yourself second, you've elevated, you've gotten connected with yourself, you're becoming the person you want to date, you're starting to become magnetic, shining, you're attracting opportunities. The third piece I'm going to give you is to actually create a vision. I've said this 1,000 times before. Having a vision for your future, for something that you're working towards, is a very, very important piece of healing from rejection, okay? So this is a piece where you're going to look into all those areas of your life that I've spoken about in other videos. Your physical, your mental, your spiritual, your financial, your social, your career, your finances, your personal growth. Look into all these areas of life and actually ask yourself, what is it that I want to manifest right now? Is there a long-held dream that I keep putting on the back burner? Is there something I know I need to do in life? I keep hiding behind my relationships and sort of, not really confronting it. What is the thing that you should be pulling towards now, moving towards and manifesting, that is going to help you evolve out of this kind of darkness that you're in and into this thing that you're supposed to be? I'm telling you, this is going to give your rejection such incredible purpose. This is how you're going to get to the gratitude piece and be able to say to this person who rejected you, thank you so much for letting me go. Thank you for giving me this experience, okay? And that's to take it and actually do something meaningful with it. Okay, so now you have all three pieces. You know exactly how to make an epic comeback after rejection. I hope you'll come into the comments and, ask me questions. I'm here to answer whatever you need, or drop your suggestions, or even better, share your stories of any rejection you might have overcome and how you did that, okay? For more information, if you want to stay connected to me, you can follow me on Instagram under my name, Desiree Marie Leedo, or you can also head over to myluminous.heart.com and sign up for my newsletter, Enter the Sanctuary, join my global tribe, and basically you'll be receiving emails. And I do share in my emails much more information than I ever share on video. So stay connected to your heart and keep letting the love in, because you deserve to live the life of your dreams and share that beautiful, radiant light that only you can shine. Until next time.